We start with breaking news right now happening in Mesa. The bomb squad called out to a recycling plant there.
With good reason, officers there believe this could be live explosives found on the scene. And ABC 15's Angie Holdsworth live now near Meridian and Germann. Angie, what's going on there?
Well, the big question now is what are these explosives, or if they are live, and where they came from. This is a metal recycling plant that takes in materials pretty much from all over the state. Let's get right to Forrest Smith with Mesa Fire. And, Forrest, tell us exactly what did they find out here? What did it look like?
Okay, well, the employees, what they found when they were going through the sorting process, the scrap metal, was artillery shells. And essentially, it was described as different types of size artillery shells as well as softball-sized bombs. So at this point, we know that it's military grade material. We have Mesa PD with their bomb squad, or excuse me, with the bomb robot just assessing it. We've all employees evacuated, and essentially we're just waiting for
You told me some experts from maybe Luke Air Force.
Yeah, we're waiting for experts from Luke Air Force Base, their Explosive Ordnance Division, to come out and work with disposal.
And these things are very clearly some type of a shell. This isn't something that somebody might have been able to throw away accidentally.
Right. Well, at that point, we're not sure how this got in here, whether or not it was disposed of. But we do know that this company takes in steel from all throughout the state. It apparently came in from a load. I imagine there is going to be an investigation to determine and backtrack where this came from and to what truck may have delivered it in and the point of origin of that.
It appears that the employees out here were able to identify it rather quickly. We don't know how long it was out here, but they were able to identify it fairly quickly.
Right, and that's one thing. We certainly want to commend the staff here because they were able to identify that something wasn't right. Certainly when you come across artillery in a stack like this, something was wrong. They notified their supervisors. They were quick to notify all employees. They did quick evacuations. So when we got on scene, we were able to also identify that all employees were accounted for. Fortunately, nobody was injured. We isolated the area. We started to identify what we were dealing with, had evacuations complete. From there, we're waiting for the experts to show up.
And you describe just how, with the size of these mortars, or were they round, or they, like what kind of the do we see here too?
Well, I haven't been given so much information yet. We haven't had access to that area, but the information I have been given was that some of the size of these bombs were the size of softballs. We do know that there are multiple size of artillery shells. Not sure whether or not they're the size, or actually if they were extremely large, and what large means. But certainly the issue here is the fact that these rounds were found. We have to assume that they're live, and by doing that, we made sure that we had evacuations in place and that we're protecting our personnel, and of course bringing in the experts to determine how they're going to dispose of this.
Very good, Forrest. Thank you for being with us. We'll be checking in with you, as you get new information here throughout the show. But obviously, the concern is, what kind of power would these potential shells have if indeed they are live? And so they're going to be assessing that. Again, you heard Forrest say that they're going to be bringing in experts from Luke Air Force Base. Now, let me show you over here, though. You can see where all the employees are standing to the side. I spoke briefly with a company representative who tells me that they had about 40, 50 people inside at the time. This company employs maybe about 150 people, but obviously not all in the same shift, able to get people evacuated fairly quickly. This is a company, though, that does take in materials statewide, as we mentioned, so trying to track down where it came from and when may be the big challenge in all this. But again, we're going to stand by here and provide you with the latest information throughout this hour. Back to